Hi guys, my name is Isabel Molina and today I'm going to show you how to make a super delicious, super moist chocolate cake with a homemade cream cheese chocolate frosting. So let's get started. So for this you can use any type of cake mix you want, but I chose chocolate because that's my favorite flavor. And for the cake, you're just gonna follow the instructions on the back of the cake mix. So for this cake mix, it calls for a cup of water, half a cup of vegetable oil, and 3 eggs. But before you start anything, you're gonna need to preheat your oven, and we're doing that right now. It needs to preheat to 350 degrees. The instructions are just to mix all the ingredients together. So we're gonna dump the cake mix into the bowl. We're gonna add in the cup of water. We're gonna add in the half cup of vegetable oil. We're gonna crack in our 3 eggs. So now you're gonna grab your mixer and you're gonna mix everything until it's smooth. So now that we've mixed our cake and it's smooth, we're gonna transfer it over to a pan to prepare it to put in the oven. So we're gonna put some Pam on our pans so that the cake doesn't stick. Now we're just gonna pour the cake mix into the pan. Now that we put our cake mix into the pan, we're gonna put it in the oven. And we're gonna let it cook for 25 to 28 minutes. So now that our cake is cooking in the oven, we're gonna start to make our cream cheese chocolate frosting. So the recipe calls for 8 ounces of cream cheese, half a stick of butter, 3.5 cups of powdered sugar, half a cup of cocoa powder, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So the recipe calls for mixing your butter and your cream cheese first, but you also wanna make sure that the cream cheese and butter are softened. So we're gonna add in our 8 ounces of cream cheese into the bowl. And then we're gonna add in our stick of butter. So now we're just gonna mix that up until smooth. Add in our 4th teaspoon of salt. And then we're gonna add in our teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then we're just gonna mix that all up. So now we're gonna gradually add in our 3.5 cups of powdered sugar. So we're gonna start off with 1 cup. And we're just gonna gradually mix that in. So now for the last step for our frosting, we're gonna add in half a cup of cocoa powder. Now that we have the half cup of cocoa powder in the bowl, we're just gonna mix it as our final step. Now that our chocolate cream cheese frosting is all mixed up, we're gonna put it in the fridge to chill. So now that the cake is ready, we cut it into 2 halves and we're just gonna put the frosting on this half of the cake and then put this half on top of it and then frost the whole thing. So I finished frosting the cake and now it's ready to be eaten. I know it's really messy, but it still tastes absolutely amazing. Go try this recipe out and thank you, bye.